Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm Brian Codeli Hapitan, and this is my take on the Cavite Mutiny. The main issue of the Cavite Mutiny was the different perspective of the Spanish and Filipinos after the Cavite Mutiny. Both parties have different takes on what are the reasons of the Cavite Mutiny. Here is the argument of both sides. In the perspective of the Spanish, they originally reported that the Cavite Mutiny was caused by the abolition of privileges of the workers of Cavite, which include the non-payment of taxes, of tributes, and exemption from forced labor. But they added several causes, like its plan to overthrow the Spanish regime, and the factors that made it happen are the unrestrained press disseminating unclean propagandas, liberal books, Republican and Democratic ideals, and the support and conspiracy of native Filipino priests to replace the Spanish friars, which led to the execution of Gomborza in February 17, 1872. While in the perspective of the Filipinos, the Cavite Mutiny was a response to the injustice in the society. According to Tavera, a Filipino researcher, the main reason for this was the eradication of privileges granted to the soldiers and workers of the arsenals in Cavite, as a result of Governor General Izquierdo's hard-hearted policies. This injustice is what led to the soldiers and workers to raise arms on January 20, 1987. However, the insurgency has been subdued after 2 days, when General Izquierdo's reinforcement arrived. It also failed due to the Fiesta fireworks display in one of the towns in Manila, because they mistook it as a signal from their co-mutineers in Manila to start the rebellion. As a result, the Cavite Mutiny was unsuccessful as no reinforcement came from Manila and they got outnumbered. Based on the takes of both sides and the documents that's been presented, my opinion of the cause of the Cavite Mutiny which are stated in both the perspectives of the Spanish and the Filipinos, is the eradication of privileges granted to the Filipino soldiers and workers of the arsenals in Cavite as a result of Governor General Izquierdo's hard-hearted policies. This injustice is what led to the soldiers and workers to raise arms on January 20, 1987. However, the insurgency has been subdued after 2 days when General Izquierdo's reinforcements arrived. It also failed due to Fiesta works displays in one of the towns in Manila, because the mutineers mistook it as a signal from their co-mutineers in Manila to start the rebellion. As a result, the Cavite Mutiny was unsuccessful as no reinforcements came from Manila and they got outnumbered. After knowing both sides and based on the documents that's been presented, my take on the cause of the mutiny, which are both stated in the perspectives of the Spanish and the Filipinos, is the eradication of privileges granted to the Filipino soldiers and workers as a result of General Izquierdo's policies, which led the Filipinos fighting back. Then, Vidal and Izquierdo used this mutiny to report a conspiracy of Filipino residents and priests to overthrow the Spanish government. This mutiny is the key to the plan of the central government in Madrid to remove certain powers from the Filipino priests in the government and in the management of educational institutions, which is proven by their failure to conduct an investigation and relied only on the reports of Izquierdo, the Spanish friars, and the public opinion. The happy days of the friars were already numbered in 1872, when the central government in Spain decided to deprive them the power to intervene in government affairs as well in the direction and management of schools, prompting them to perform drastic actions to extend their stay on power. The Filipino clergy actively participated in the movement in order to allow Filipino priests to take hold of the parishes in the country, making them prey to the rage of the Spanish friars. This led to the execution of Jose Burgos, Jacinto Zamora, and Mariano Gomez, also known as Gomborza, as they were accused and found guilty of allegedly orchestrating the Cavite Mutiny and charged with treason and sedition by Spanish authorities. They were sentenced to public execution by garrote in 1872. However, according to other sources, the three priests were not involved in the mutiny. They hardly even know each other. What they were, however, were prominent figures in the secularization movement, which wanted to take church power away from the colonial Spanish and give native Filipinos increased roles in church affairs, which made them prey to the rage of Spanish friars. Their death, however, was not in vain, as this event inspired our Filipino patriots to call for reforms and finally gain independence on June 12, 1898, after a long 300 years of suffering from the Spanish regime.